The half-timbered structure of the ground floor of our medieval house is repaired now, so let's go upstairs. In this video I will show the repairs of 2 points where important timbers are missing or heavily damaged. In the first place I will attend to the intersection of the ground floor top plate and their parallel first floor sole plate with a perpendicular sole plate. For unknown reasons, everything is rotten around this point. Maybe water came in unnoticed over a long time. Between top and sole plate lay the floorboards, in parts rotten as well, but some pieces are still giving an interesting insight in old techniques. Planks were sawed by hand from big logs, but the last part always wasn't sawed through, but broken off. These end parts, where the saw stopped and the rest is plaited along the grain, are a typical sign of old handmade planks. Here I have one that shows this more clearly, and also the marks of the axe from felling the tree. After preparing the old timber for 2 lap joints, I made the matching part for the top plate and put it in place. Fixing is done with dowels, which are set at an angle because the flanges of the joint aren't tapered. A longer piece was necessary for replacing the sole plate here. The notch on top indicates that there was a wattle and clay wall. The stakes were put in holes in the sill plate above and then slided in place along the notch of the sole plate. Before I could complete the other sole plate long enough to support the post again, I had to insert some new floorboards. They don't run all the way across the floor joists here, because there was a rectangular opening in the space between the next joists. 4 mortises indicate that there once were vertical beams to form a chimney or smoke outlet. In the kitchen below, the smoke wavered under the ceiling, climbed up this smoke outlet to the attic and found its way out through the gablets. Then I had to give the post a new bottom part. I tried to saw away as little as possible. The joinery needs a certain minimum length of undamaged wood. Also, the post is spruce. I used ash for the replacement part because it holds the dowels much better and isn't as prone to splitting along the grain as spruce in such short pieces is. Now I will try to fix this spot. It looks really dangerous since I removed the walls and the ceiling. It's the place where the smoke outlet was, and the damage was done while enlarging it to build a chimney with bricks instead. 2 new parts have to be inserted here. 2 metal posts are holding the joist while I'm taking out the damaged part. Then I screwed 2 strips of wood on the bottom of the beam, aligned to each other, to have a guide for the lengthwise cuts. For bringing new timbers upstairs, a motorized winch comes in handy. Then I used a bevel gauge to copy the tapered flanges of the joints to the new part. At first I cut only one end ready, lifted the beam closely under its final position and marked the cuts for the other end. I had to bring it up for several times to make it fit. Finally, I trimmed the outline and cut an indentation for the crossing top plate. Then, of course, I put in some dowels. Now to the other beam. At one side I could only realize a butt joint and link the parts with an iron rail on top. The new part is resting on a small part of the post, but I think that this is sufficient here. I definitely didn't want to destroy the old beam between post and joist. This smaller post isn't meant for stabilization. It will be a door frame. But it can't hurt to have it underneath these repaired beams. Next I had to attend to the post here. It was treated with an axe to make the left side vertical again after its top went sideways. So I had to make a tapered board to give it back its old dimensions, just for optical reasons, not for stability. That's different for the braces here. They are reconstructed for both reasons. Then I added 2 sill plates. The first here had to be installed with an offset to get the wall vertical. The next had to be fitted in between 2 existing posts by using a glued-in tenon. Finally, making the 2 braces that belong here. Another part of the house is repaired now.